Jonathan Schrager, joined by Johnny Nelson. First of all, John, how are we doing?
I'm doing well. I'm a home doorstep, I'm in Leeds, so it's 20 minutes from my house and I'm laughing.
Good man, good man. Well, just the first couple of questions. Obviously, the big news recently regarding Scott Quigg and Quigg-Frampton. Do you think ultimately the frustrations in the other superfights, domestic superfights, not materialising, ultimately led to that sort of quite, not ostentatious, but public last-ditch bid to make the fight happen?
Yeah, of course. Listen, everybody wants to fight, and we've been promised this fight before both fighters were world champions, and they said, make it a bigger fight, become world champion. Now they're moving the goalposts again, and you can understand the frustration, and certain promoters are trying to get the fight done, certain promoters are creating obstacles why this shouldn't happen. And so, you can understand the frustration of the fighters, the public, the media, because we can't see reasons why this shouldn't happen.
Yeah, and do you understand at all the rationale that Carl's used in response?
I understand where Carl's coming from, but as a fighter, and I'm a fan of Quigg-Frampton, I think he's a wicked fighter. I understand that, but you know what? If I was Carl, I would try and collect as much jewellery as possible.
Yeah.
And this, if he really believes he'll beat Scott Quigg, this is one of those opportunities to do so.
Do you think if he was 100%, he had 100% conviction that he would win the fight, that he would take the 60-40 to the winner option? Do you think that would gain more money than 1.5 million guaranteed?
I can only do it from my personal point of view. If I was in his position, I would take this fight. I'd say let's do the 60-40.
But in what variation? Would you take the 1.5 guaranteed, or would you take the 60-40 to the winner based on the fact you believe you're going to win, you get the lion's share, and you get
60-40 to the winner?
And you think that yields more than 1.5 anyway? You think that would yield
60-40 to the winner? And to me, it's just because I think I win. I expect to win. And so I'm trying to look at it from Carl's point of view. If he really believes that he's got everything in his arsenal to deal with it. So that's how I deal with it. But listen, that's my opinion. That's not his, and he'll have his own rationale, his own reasoning for thinking that. But the public just don't seem to get it. Probably one of them don't get it.
And do you ultimately hunch on whether it's going to happen?
I want it to happen. You don't want to get excited about this. I hear a lot of things that happen in the background, like obstacles that are put in the way, and so I'm not optimistic about this.
Right.
But I think public pressure from all angles could make it happen, but the powers to be, the people that turn the cogs, they're the ones that decide whether or not it happens or not. I know the fighters want to do it. The fighters, they're the guys that really want to get in the ring and get it sorted out, and get it all done and dusted. But the business side of it is always the thing that messes it up.
Right. And just moving on to obviously the big pay-per-view card now. We've got towards the end of May. People are always reluctant to put their hand in the pocket and pay for anything. That's just human nature.
You'll do it if you want to watch it.
You'll do it if you want to watch it. But already, you get these grumblings of people saying, I think to the discerning boxing fan, they'd say, this is worth £15 of my money, but people are complaining already about having to pay for pay-per-view. What would your response be?
Again, I can only speak from my point of view, and I think if I wanted to watch the fight, I'd switch it on and watch it. Listen, you could put a party on and make it free food, free drink, and someone will find something to complain about. And so you're always going to get the naysayers. You're only going to get people that will have an ulterior motive for trying to rip up some kind of bushfire fight. To see after the May the 30th what the response is, because I think it's a wicked fight. I really do. I think it's a wicked bill, and I think it's a value for money bill. So let's just see how they talk after May the 30th.
And do you think, in all honesty, it's a fight that's come too soon for Frankie?
Yeah.
6 months, 12 months too soon.
Frankie Gavin's taken the opportunity that's been put in front of him. I did it when I was 22 against Carlos D'Elia, and if I'd have won, I'd have probably lost in my second offence. I wasn't emotionally mature enough to be able to deal with it. For Frankie Gavin, I think outstanding amateur, excellent technician, but I just think at this moment in time, an on-form Calvin should do a job. The reason why I think this is a fascinating fight is because Calvin may underestimate Frankie Gavin.
May, but you're close to Cal.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why. And that was my first. When this fight was announced, I went in the gym and I said to Dominic, this is the problem.
Yeah.
Because you've got to put a firecracker up his ass to make him think he could lose this. Because Frankie Gavin could pickpocket him.
Yeah.
So Kell Brook has to be scared, and that's the problem. When you get in the ring, if you haven't got a tinge of fear at all, that's when you usually lose and get turned over. We've seen it happen to Amir Khan twice.
Yeah.
When he's been knocked out.
Yeah.
So that's the problem with this, and I think I don't think Kell should do the job, but I just think Kell Brook. I think he's going to find it hard to motivate himself to pull out his A game. That's when they're going to have the problem.
So you'll be wording Kell directly as well, I imagine.
Without a doubt, you've got to poke him. You've got to say, Kell, listen, you know, and you can understand. You just be 25. Kessler, he said, look, he retired because he needed that motivation, he needed that fight.
Yeah.
You know, you need the fights that will get you to get up at stupid o'clock in the morning. You saw it with Carl Fudge and Groves in the first fight. He didn't expect it. He found it hard to motivate himself for see the same thing.
And do you understand, I mean, obviously, since the kind of deliberations with Amir Khan and Kell, obviously that's now fallen through, but do you understand Amir's response when he said that he felt almost disrespected by sort of Eddie and Kell and the way they approached trying to call him out? Did you understand where Amir was coming from his perspective?
I will always say, every time I'm asked about Amir, I'll always say I'm a fan of Amir Khan. So don't get upset with what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I think it sounds like excuses, because at one point I heard Amir Khan come up with 3 conflicting excuses why this fight shouldn't happen at this moment in time.
Yeah.
And so that's where the problem is. There's no reason. Old school. There's no reason why this fight should. I don't come out with excuses like I feel disrespected. I don't want to give a man a payday because I don't think he deserves it. This fight can be big in X amount of time. Kell's a world champion.
Yeah.
You think you can deal with this man?
Yeah.
Deal with him and get his title, and then it puts you in prime position to box the guys you want to box, your Pacquiao, your Mayweathers, because you've got something they want to fight for.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, and that's what I'm saying. So Amir's talking like he's the champion.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, again, I'm a fan of Amir's, but what he's saying, I'm not buying it. And most of the public aren't buying it.
Yeah.
And so the best way to deal with it is, listen, we're going to fight this. Oh, X fight. And so think like a fight. Just get in there. Don't get involved in this foolishness. Like everybody argue in the boardroom. Yeah. Get in the ring and sort it out.
Yeah.
It's done. Done and dusted. The argument's done.
Yeah.
And to me, I just think I'm finding it hard to help him out in regards to what he's saying, why this fight wouldn't happen.